welcome back to my garden. So it's mid-March now and we actually had snow last week but it's a bit milder this week, and I've just had a delivery of Ranunculus and so I wanted to start planting them up, and I thought you'd like to see how to do it. They're the most beautiful flowers. They're like tissue paper petals in lots of layers, and this variety I've got is called Picotee Pink, which is a lovely mix of pinks. And so when they come, they actually look like very dry little funny little creatures. And so you want to soak them in water for a few hours first, like I'm doing here at the moment, which will plump them up and get them ready to come into life, give them a bit of a wake-up call. You can actually plant Ranunculus in the autumn or in the early spring. They're not completely frost hardy, so if you get them started in the autumn, you want to keep them somewhere in a sheltered position so they can be kept away from any really hard frost. But I'm going to be trying them out in springtime. If you plant them in autumn, they'll be coming into flower in spring, whereas if you plant them in spring, they'll be coming into flower in early summer. It usually takes about 2 to 3 months from when you plant them for them to come into flower. They'll flower for a good few months, and they make the most beautiful cut flowers as well. So let's take some out of the water, and you can see that they've already changed colour, they've got more plump, they're looking a lot happier than the dry ones. So they don't need to be planted deeply at all, just about 2 centimetres deep. And you want to plant them actually with their little claws downwards. You might think, oh, the shoots are going to come up that way, but no, claws down and a little flat bit actually at the top. And then just put them in the soil. I'm actually going to start them off in small little pots, 1 per pot, and then when they've got to about this tall, I can plant them out into their finished location. You could plant them all up into 1 pot. You just want to make sure that you can move that pot to a sheltered position if a really hard frost or even snow is forecast. So plant them about 2 centimetres deep, and then just cover over with soil. And they can be quite slow to germinate, so can be at least 4, maybe even 6 weeks before you start seeing any signs of growth. You want to give them a little drink now, but don't completely soak it, just give them a little drink now, and then you won't need to water them again until you start seeing signs of growth, because Ranunculus are quite prone to rotting. They like really good drainage, so don't want to overwater them. But come May and June, I'm going to have really beautiful flowers, which if I could bear to cut them, I will. But they're going to be such beautiful flowers in the garden. Now, if you'd like your Ranunculus to keep flowering year on year, they're not always safe to leave in the ground over winter because they're not completely frost hardy. So if you'd like to be keeping them going, give them a liquid feed once the flowers are over until the end of summer, sort of once a week, and this just gives them an extra boost. And then at the end of the summer, you can dig them out of the ground or take them out of your pots, let them dry out completely, and then keep them in a dry, frost-free place, like in a paper bag or in one of these sort of nets that lets the air flow, and just keep them like in a shed or in a garage, somewhere cool and frost-free. and then you can just plant them out again in the spring and enjoy the flowers again. So if you're going to be growing ranunculus, I wish you lots of fun with them. It's worth buying just for the name, and I shall see you in my garden again soon. Bye.